Hello there and welcome back to Camp Optimist. Sponsored by Bright Cove Optimist Club in partnership with Gallery in the Grove. I am your counselor, the Tobin-ator. Nothing stops me from creating. And today you can call me Chef Tobin-ator. We're starting our project off in the kitchen, although we will be going outside. This week's theme is Call of the Wild. So before I take you outside and let you know what other items you're going to need, we're going to create a salt dough clay. All right, what do we need to create a salt dough clay? We need 1 cup of flour, half a cup of salt, half a cup of water, something to mix it in, and something to mix it with. All right, let's get started. Okay, so once you get all your ingredients, 1 cup of flour, half a cup of salt, half a cup of water. You're going to put your flour and your salt into the mixing bowl. I think my little dog agrees with that. And we're just going to mix that up. And I'm going to pour some water in the middle. And then I'm going to bring some of that flour and salt mixture in and then mix it up. Okay, it's going to feel thick almost instantly. Okay, so keep mixing it. Keep pushing down on that flour. Okay, and creating, you can see the beginnings of your salt dough here forming. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more. Okay, and sometimes this recipe calls for a little bit more water. So I suggested a half a cup. We may need a little bit more. So you can have a little bit more on hand if needed, but start with the half cup first. Okay, this is getting firm. It's a little harder for me to push down. That's perfect. Okay, I'm going to pour the rest of my half a cup of water in there. And I'm going to give this a good mix here. All right. Yes. It looks like today it's going to need a little bit more water. So I'm going to get a little bit more water and I'm going to keep mixing until it's firm enough that I can grab it with my hands and start kneading it. Okay? Okay, so I think that our salt dough is at the right consistency. It's a little bit tacky to touch, meaning it's a little bit sticky. It wants to lift with my hand, but not quite. Okay, I can leave a nice imprint in it, so we're all set to go. We're going to put that back in our bowl or our container, and I'm going to cover it so it doesn't get dry. So I'm going to cover it with the lid. If you don't have a lid and you're using a bowl, maybe a little bit of cellophane, or you can mix this up right before we're ready to do our project and you won't have to worry about it drying out. All right, and now I'm going to take you guys outside. Okay, so I'm gonna put all of my items into a bowl maybe. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll use the lid of the bowl that I have my salt dough in. Yes, so I'll use my lid. I'll take it off, I'll use that, and I'll put all of my items that I'm going to use. Yeah, so I haven't mentioned it yet, but we're gonna create a forest face. Do you know how sometimes people have trees that look like there's a face on it. There's little like clay or porcelain or wood sculpted faces that you could like hammer into a tree and it looks like the tree is alive. Well, we're gonna create our own today. And it can be on the side of a building, on the side of your house, it could be on a fence. I'm gonna use the tree because I think it'll look really cool with all that tree bark around it. It'll look like the tree is alive. So if you have a tree in your neighborhood, in your backyard, preferably in your front yard, or down the street in a park, then we want you to venture over to that tree with your supplies and your salt dough clay and your protection, okay? So if you need to wear a mask or a hat, sunglasses, a raincoat, then you get yourself ready and I'll meet you over by that tree or fence or the side of a building, okay? I'll see you shortly. Okay, kids, I'm all set to go. Are you ready? Okay. You might be thinking, what is she doing with that mesh hat on? Well, after all the rain we've had recently, there's a lot of mosquitoes out here and I don't feel like getting bit. Remember what I said? I stop at nothing to create. That's why. I'm the Tobin-ator. All right, I'm set. I found my tree. I'm gonna create my forest face right here on this tree. Look at that. Nice big tree right there. I think I'm gonna put it right here. I have to show you something first. And it kind of relates to what we're doing. It's not a forest face, it's a porcelain. We wanted to decorate our yard. Sort of like Hawaiian style. Pretend we're away on vacation every day. Look what I did. I bought this guy and he sits on this tree. And you know the funniest part? On the other side of the tree is another one. Right there. They're like my tiki watchmen. So I'm gonna follow the same theme and I'm gonna create like another tiki watchman. So he's going to take care of our yard and the dogs too. All right, kids, I'm back. All right, I've got some of my salt dough clay here. I actually cut my clay in half. I'm gonna create 2 forest faces, sort of like on my other tree over there. I want 2 on this tree, and I'll show you why in a minute. All right, so I'm gonna get him all stuck on here. So we're just, hey, there's no real pattern to this. I'm just gonna set my materials down for a moment. All right, so I'm just going to press this into the bark of the tree. So whatever you're using, just press it in there, maybe on the edges. Okay, push a little firmer. Make sure that, all right, it's going to stick, okay? And remember, we're using items that will dissolve and degrade and feed back to Mother Earth. So that's why we use the salt dough clay as well. Yeah, so, all right. So this guy here, we're going to add all of our nature items to create a face. So let's see what we've got to work with. Okay. Okay. So I've got my items here. I'm just holding the tray here and my camera in the other phone. My camera in the other phone. My camera in my other hand. I happen to be using my phone camera. That's why I said that. Okay. Oh, and to correct myself from earlier when I said bugs and insects are the same thing, I had to look it up because I don't want to give you false information. We tend to use either bug or insect sort of casually when we're talking about little creepy crawlers in general. But insects are actually 3 body parts, 2 sets of wings, and 3 sets of legs. So 3 pairs of legs, so 6 legs. So that's an actual insect. All the rest, I guess we can call them bugs. Or we could research and find out what their real names are and call them by that. Yeah, so anyways, I learned something new today. I hope you did too. Okay, back to our forest face. All right. I'm going to use my pine cones here for eyebrows. Because he has to look a bit scary, right? This is my protector, right? I'm going to give him a unibrow. Okay. And those berries we collected, yeah, scary eyes. I'm just going to set those right in there. You see how this clay, look at that. It's already coming alive. Oh, the walnut. Oh my gosh. Kind of like a pig nose, isn't it? But it works. All right. Let's see. Let's give him a little bit of hair. Let's see. This will work. Some hair there. Let's see. What do you think? All right. Just going through my supplies here. There. Some more hair. What do you think so far? Okay, let's give him a big mouth. There we go. Oh, and we've got to give him some teeth. All right, so we're just having some fun here. Oh, that's not gonna stick. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Change of plan. Oh, you know what? Instead of teeth, because those were too dry, they're not gonna stick. I'm gonna give him a mustache. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm just going to overlap some of that salt dough onto the leaf there, and then it will stick. Okay. Oh, is it way? Oh, look at this guy. That ant. Can you see the ant? He's already in there checking it out. Watch out, ant. This is the protector of my yard. All right. What do you think? There's a forest face. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay, we're on the other side of the tree now. And this time, I'm going to place my salt dough. Okay, I'm just going to gently make sure that the edges stick. I'm not going to push too much on the inside. I'm going to leave that pretty plump. Alright, so we're just going to press it so that it sticks. There we go, okay, and I'm trying to make it sort of round-ish. Okay, and now, this time, I'm going to challenge those who would like to sculpt a face. Instead of using those items, maybe you can sculpt a face. Okay, so where do we start? How about the nose? All right, let's take this area here. Okay, and maybe we'll do this, and we'll lift this part up a bit. Okay, and as we're doing so, we're going to create sort of a divot for the mouth. Okay, we can poke little holes here for the eye sockets. All right, there we go. We're already forming something. Okay? So think about the different features on our faces. All right, so we've got our eyebrows. All right. Yeah, we've got our eyelids. All right, you can use a little stick and you can create this. All right. All right, well, actually this way, but actually, there we go. So we're create our little face. Almost looks like it's sleeping. Yeah. A little chin. Maybe some nice plump cheeks. This one's not so much scary. No, I think this is the one that sleeps, and when it hears something, it alarms the other one on the other side. The scary red-eyed one. All right. Okay, so for those of you who'd like to challenge yourselves, you know, save half of your clay and create one. Create one with sculpture, right? Yeah, you're creating all of those cool effects. I'm just going to use a stick here, and I'm going to just twist a little bit there and create a little bit of a hole there for the eye socket. That looks cool. Yeah. I'll try to make a little bit more of this mouth here. Okay. There's the old man in the tree. Yeah, maybe we'll make him look like he's part of the bark. Yeah. A stipple. Just poke a little bit. I'm going to get a couple of little pebbles. I'm going to put them there for the eyes. Although those eyes look pretty creepy. They're kind of cool. Looks like it's looking at me. Alright. What do you think? Oh, that's cool. We want to give him some ears? Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. Well, maybe. It doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, it works. It's just really close to his cheek there, but we'll give him some ears. Why not? He's coming to life right before our eyes. What are we going to call him? Frank. Let's call him Frank. Just because that's the first name that came to mind. There. Well, we created 2 forest faces today. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun. Until next week, I'll be back.